The Republicans in Delaware are working hard to get their point of view out. Jeff Craig is the Republican candidate for governor. He joins us as our Decision Delaware coverage continues. Welcome so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So tell me, we usually ask candidates every time they're here to give us a 30-second campaign pitch. What is it voters should know about Jeff Craig?
It's really about voters. It's really about the 30,500 Delawareans who are out of work. That number really hasn't moved much in the last 6 months. It affects the quality of life. It affects people's opportunity. It affects the decisions people make, what they hope and dream for their children, what their hope and dreams are for themselves. We really have to get Delawareans back to work. This campaign is about jobs, it's about the economy, and it's about figuring out how government can work with the private sector to get people back to work.
Now tell me, you have not held elective office. How do you turn that to your advantage?
Well, I think one of the things government has done is it's overreached in some areas, and it's gotten itself involved in parts of Delawareans' lives where it's not very effective. So I think coming from outside of government, that's a new perspective. If you look at the candidates who are running up and down the slate for Republicans statewide, it is people with accomplished business backgrounds who are bringing a new perspective to state government. And I really think that's what we need. When most people can answer the question, they are not better off than they were 4 years ago, and you need to make changes. If you stick with the same politicians and you move the chairs around on the deck of the Titanic and you just put them in different chairs, you're not going to get that different result. So it's really an opportunity for new blood, accomplished people to come in and really make a difference in government for Delawareans.
So what changes would you suggest? Where are we hurting at?
Well, I think where we're hurting at is we've spent tens of millions of dollars in economic development out of the Department of Economic Development on essentially follies. The Fisker plant, which was supposed to bring us 2,000 jobs and has brought us an empty plant that Fisker has their name on it only in small print in the corner. The deal was so badly crafted, we pay the electric bills. You and I and all the other Delawareans paid the August electric bill up there at the Fisker plant, and there's nobody working there. We have the Bloom Energy deal, which the state took the monopoly power of Delmarva Power and put a load on all of our utility bills so that Bloom will be able to build a plant and then turn around and sell us that electricity back with the money we gave them to create the electricity, and it makes life more expensive for everybody in Delaware. We have people, we're here in the studio in Wilmington, we have people who live just a few blocks from here who get subsidized housing, who get help with food stamps, who are needy people. Those people will pay a load on their utility bill so we can give that money to Bloom. I think those are backwards economic development ideas, and there's a better way to grow jobs.
Well, tell me, is it safe to say you don't like or you don't think the Governor Markell, has done a good job? What are your issues and how would you do things? You mentioned new faces, but what other things would you do differently?
Well, I think the governor ran as one person and he's governed as another person. One of the things he said when he ran in 2008 is he did not think it was the job of the government to pick winners and losers in the economy. Then he turned around and took your and my money and invested it in two big companies that he tried to make winners of. So I think the governor in this election has to ask for who was Jack Markell who ran for office, and then who is Jack Markell who's actually governed. And there's a number of issues, and we see them nightly on the news, and we see them in the newspaper. We have problems in the Department of Corrections, records that weren't kept, potentially some misdeeds there. We have problems in the Department of Transportation, where we had over $400,000 of checks that just didn't get deposited in the bank. Simple things. Okay. We have an ongoing issue with education. So there's a lot of things to engage the governor on.
Well, we're having a good time, and I want to hold your story right there. Now, Jeff Craig, governor, Republican candidate for governor, and we'll continue this on Friday. Thanks so much for being here.
Good, thank you.